We are now ready to prepare the PLC data and trigger the latter. In order to insert production data, we will first prepare data in the array with the temperature and flow values. In addition, we need to set the 0 array entry to be the PLC procedure ID for insert production data. That is number 1, the unique number that was assigned to the procedure in the DataWorx PLC configuration. The production flow tag and production temp tag should both be set to non-zero values. Then we will turn on the copy production data bit and copy the production flow and production temp tag values into array position 1 and 2 in the N7 array. At that point we will be ready to turn on the DataWorx trigger bit. The DataWorx message command will trigger. Then, in order to look up recipe data, we will prepare the data in the array at position 0 to be the PLC procedure ID for lookup recipe, the ID number 2 in the PLC configuration. We will set the recipe code tag to a code from the recipe table, and then copy the recipe data into the DataWorx array at position 3. When we trigger the DataWorx trigger bit, DataWorx Ethernet IP will find the recipe in the table whose code field matches the value in the PLC recipe code tag. The recipe's sugar and flour values are written back to the recipe sugar tag and recipe flour tag. Let's insert production data. At rung 0, toggle the copy production data bit. The production flow tag and production temp tag values will be copied into the N7 array, first and second positions. The flow and temperature are now populated in the array. N7 array 0 has been set to the value 1, which is the unique ID of the PLC procedure insert production data. At rung 2, let's trigger the DataWorx trigger bit. Right-click to toggle and execute the message command. In the DataWorx Ethernet IP Professional Monitor window, the status is OK, and the date timestamp when the last command was run by DataWorx displays in the window as well. Let's compare this information to the browser page with our production data table records. In the production data browser page, the newest record, ID number 53, has the same date timestamp as shown in the DataWorx monitor window. Here the flow is 45 and the temperature 213. These are the correct values based on the contents of the N7 array at position 1 and 2. Let's look up and retrieve recipe data for a recipe with a specific code. The recipe code tag in the RS Logix 5000 controller tag list is currently set to GBC 771. Note that the recipe flour tag and recipe sugar tag are both 0. Open the recipes page in DataNet Enterprise. Locate gingerbread cookie 771. This is code GBC 771. The flour and sugar are 38 and 26. These are the values we expect DataWorx to write back to the recipe flour and recipe sugar tag. To prepare the DataWorx array, toggle the copy recipe bit. This will copy the recipe code tag value into position 3 of the N7 array. Next, toggle the DataWorx trigger bit. This will execute the DataWorx message command. In the DataWorx Ethernet IP Professional Monitor, the status is OK and the date timestamp of the last command displays as well. The recipe flour tag and recipe sugar tag are now populated with 38 and 26 based on the recipe in the database. This concludes the DataWorx Ethernet IP Professional demonstration setup. Please contact us with any questions.